So now if we're happy with our game plan, we can go out. And I just wanted to tell you about a quick feature before we go into actually playing the game, and that is in Notify. I can't actually show you here because I'm on an iPad, but now the button Compose New Message down here, if you are on a device that supports SMS, then it'll give you the option of either sending an email or an SMS message to notify people of changes. Okay. Alright, skip over stats, let's go into starting the game. So this looks a little bit different than you may have been used to. Previously, when you went in to start the game, you were immediately sort of into the first segment of the game. So this puts you into it says pre-game up here. So it just gives you a little bit more control so that you can make changes right before you actually move your first set of players onto the field. And this is still really in two sections. We have one page here which is the active field. So let's just move into the first segment of the game here. So the game clock has started. I only have a minute for this particular period. I see the players on the field. I see their times counting up there. And if I move over, I can actually see the players who are on the bench. So this is a highly requested feature. It sort of changed between the first version and the 1.1 and 1.2 of the app, and people really like to be able to see who's on the bench. Okay. So again, here I have those same sorts of features to switch people around or make substitutions. And again, people are dimmed out when they're not on the field, so I can sub people. Okay, or I can record stats. Right, Jack just scored a goal. Okay, I'm just going to wait till the end of the period because I want to show you something new. So there's a new feature in the app called auto stop for the clock, and I currently have that turned on, and that's the default setting. So what this does is at the end of the period it automatically pauses the clock, and it moves the next formation for the next rotation onto the field, but the clock is stopped at this point, so you're not using up game time. So when you're happy, and you can make last minute adjustments here, when you're happy, play, and the game clock starts again. Again, auto stop clock is the feature, and that can be turned on and off in settings. For certain people, I think this is very handy. Other people may prefer it to work the way it used to work, which is to for you to be in complete control of how long the segments really last. Just another quick feature. Right now, next segment is not visible there. This actually becomes visible about halfway through the period, and that was just designed. I'd had a couple of situations in games where I actually accidentally pressed it twice, and it's just a safety feature so that doesn't actually happen. So we'll go to the end of this period. We'll actually then wind up in halftime. And I just want to show you how that works. So again, I'm at the end of the period. I have auto stop clock on, but halftime, it just moves the players off the field. It goes into halftime, and halftime runs. And halftime does not really affect the game clock. I see the current results. Okay. At any point at halftime, I can say, no, halftime's over, and I want to actually go into the next period. So I'm in the period after halftime, and the game clock has started. Let's just do a couple of different stats here. So Orange had a shot. Ava made a save. So the nice thing about the iPad is you don't actually leave this screen at any point. So that's kind of a nice feature. Again, on the iPhone, iPod Touch, this would actually flip the screen. But here I see my stats summary. All the stats categories up here, and then just a sort of log of when those things actually happened. Coming to the end of the third quarter here, and let's say I actually switched 2 players. And I'm not happy with that, so I made a mistake. I'm going to undo that. So this puts those players back, and I'm in this next segment. But I'll show you that sort of thing again. So let's start this next segment. And I accidentally paused the clock. So I realize now that I've paused the clock accidentally. Again, I can undo that, and that's as if I'd never paused the clock. Okay, so that's kind of a valuable feature. I've definitely been in games where I've made a mistake, and it was very difficult in prior versions to sort of recover from that, and that could really ruin your whole game. Okay, so we're going to come to the end of the game. And with auto clock stop feature on, there's no need to explicitly end the game. The system will do that automatically for you when time expires. So now the game is finished. Okay, I just want to show you one other feature here, and that's the stats feature. And here I see the stats that I recorded during the game, but a lot of people had requested the ability to either edit stats, so you make a mistake, you credit the goal to the wrong person, or you missed something, you missed putting in a goal and you've got the wrong final score. So this will allow you to go in and edit. I can actually delete things, I can actually click on a row to edit it, or I can add something new. So I say in the 10th minute, so I can either credit it to one of my players or to the opposing team here. So we're going to say Kate, and it was a goal. Okay, so you see that new entry appear here. So if I go back into the game, my final score is now 2-0. One thing I realize I forgot to show in the game, so I'm going to go pick a different game and play that. It won't take long here, one that hasn't been played before. So we're going to start this game. So this is interesting that, hey, I'm not the kind of person who plans maybe. So I want to go straight in to start the game. So what this gives you the option to do, it says, you know, you don't have a game plan yet. So you can either go into the game plan now and set it up manually, or you can just get the system to set it up for you. So here you can just quickly review it. I'm done. Okay, I'm happy with that, and I can actually go in to start my game. So literally within 30 seconds you can have your game plan set up by the system, and you can be playing. The thing that I didn't show you, so this is you know, my active players and my bench, but you know, how do I find out who's coming on next? You know, I need to get those guys on standby for when this particular period ends. So again, that's accessible through the action button. I can open my game plan, and what it does is by default it'll show you the next period that's coming up. But again, you have the ability to just flip through this. I can actually say, okay, well, I'm going to make a change and go back, and now that change will get reflected when the second quarter actually starts. So let's go into the second quarter manually. So I put Ethan in the same spot so he stays there in my plan, and now I'm in my second period.